Get it ready to play. Is it up? Can you guys see it? Is there sound to the video or no? Yeah? Okay, get in.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jayland.
We miss you.
You always be with us. In spirit.
All right, Scrant.
Happy 26th.
Love you.
Out.
Jayland, this is Auntie Tina. Uncle Tom and I, along with your cousins, Justin, Maya, and Zach, want to wish you a blessed birthday. We miss you beyond words, but know that you are forever in our thoughts and prayers, but above all, in our hearts. We love you always.
Happy birthday, Jayland. It's your cousin Maya, and I love and miss you so much. Even though you aren't with us here physically, you will always be in our hearts, minds, and spirits. I wish you a happy heavenly birthday, and until we meet again, love you.
Hey Jayland, this is your Uncle Tom. On behalf of the family, Maya, Zach, Justin, Auntie Tina, we just want to say happy birthday. We miss you. We love you. Please know you are in our thoughts, our prayers, all the time. We miss you, and we just want to give you honor on your special day. God bless you.
Let me get the mics back up. Okay. All set? Okay, now we're going to hear from Jayland's mom, Pam Walker.
Can you hold this? Good morning, everybody. I'm going to do the best that I can, okay?
Take your time.
I don't usually do this type of thing, but just bear with me. Right now, as you know, isn't a good time for us, but today is a good day because it's Jayland's birthday. He struggled to come into this world because he was a twin that survived a miscarriage. Unfortunately, he had to leave this world the same way, but tragically. I can only go on memories right now. I can only go on memories. And the only thing that I can share with you guys is a memory of one of his birthday parties that I had for him in my backyard. And at the time, he loved WWE wrestling. And his favorite wrestler was Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I found an actor somewhere. I don't know if it was in a telephone book or somebody told me or something. And I had him come to my house. And he came and he had a boom box that had the entry music that he would play when he would go into the ring. And so Jayland and his buddies were out in the backyard and they were playing, having a good time. And all of a sudden I turned the music on and they froze like in their steps, just looking around. And I came outside and they said, "Mom, what's going on?" And I said, I don't know, you know? And so I opened the door, and this gentleman came out who's playing Steve Austin, which he looked exactly like the man. If you walked past him down the street, you would think it was Stone Cold any day of the week. But they froze in their steps. Their eyes were this big. Their mouths dropped to the ground. And they couldn't say anything for a few minutes. And he started talking to them. And it was just really funny. And finally, they started interacting with him and everything. And he just talked to them. He gave them a hug. And he told them that, you know, to be good kids, stay in school, just good things, positive things for kids to hear. And they just interacted with him for probably an hour or so, because I guess he had another party to go to. But that's one of the best memories I have of Jayland, and on his birthday. That was a really great party. That's all I can just really say right now. But thank you all for coming out. And I love you, Jayland. I love you.
Okay, that concludes our remarks. We will take questions, but I will be not the family. Yes.
Can you tell us what evidence you might have of possible collusion?
Well, the evidence that we have of collusion would include the statements by Mr. Cozart himself, which, again, I'll use his words, not mine. Quote, he didn't want to get into the specifics of the shooting. Now, how does he know of the specifics of the shooting? I mean, the second statement he makes, or series of statements he makes, pertains to the events of that previous night and the events of that night in terms of how the officers, what the officers were actually thinking. He actually talks about what they actually think, and you'll find his comments online. Many of you guys have reported on that. There's no way for him to know what another person thinks. So he either made that up, or he's being talked to, or he's talking to them. And there are a couple ways that happens. That can happen through counsel, where his counsel talks to their counsel, and still, they're just trying to defend the undefensible shooting. Number two, he's talking directly with the officers. Or number three, he's talking with BCI or their people, and we're going to find out which it is. Yes?
From what I understand, he talked to the officers and said it was in capacity as FOP president who's
Interesting. Well, look, I remember hearing from the chief of police, and I remember seeing the superintendent for BCI at the press conference with the chief on the chief's first press conference where he asked us for patience. I think he repeated those requests, and that he asked that we trust the process. Now, there's no good process if the union chief, union leader, is involved in or receiving information about that so he can share it with other officers, including the guys who are being investigated. That was not part of what we were told, was it? I mean, at no press conference have I heard him say, well, ladies and gentlemen, the Bureau of Criminal Investigation, the Akron Police Department, and the union will be involved in these conversations. So yeah, I find that wholly inappropriate.
He also told me that he represents the officers, talked to them before BCI started, and gave the information to the chief and wanted to correct the record when that information was released.
Well, once again, anytime someone needs to speak for someone who wants to stay silent, I'm suspect. Those officers wouldn't give their statements on the day of the shooting. Those officers weren't sequestered until weeks after the shooting. Those officers have been prepared for the day when they would give their statements to BCI, and we now have the union president offering what they were really thinking? That doesn't make any sense. And by the way, it smells of a cover-up. Anybody else? Yeah.
I wanted to get your comment. I did speak with Mr. Cozart prior, and he said that they're looking to file ethics complaint on you and your colleagues for putting what he says false information out on national television regarding the information about the gun in the backseat of medical center's report. Your thoughts?
That's ridiculous. First of all, we weren't privy, nobody was allowed to take notes of the information. So the information we got came in as we got it through secondhand information. When we found and were able to speak with the county, you know, we issued the press release clarifying exactly what the county's report said. The county's report, just so you know what they're referring to, they want to issue some kind of complaint that we were misrepresenting the location of the gun. The gun was found by BCI in the vehicle, according to the documents that were there. We had received information in word from our members of our team who were looking into it that it may have been found in the back seat originally. We are not saying that anymore. We've clarified that, so enjoy your ethics complaint. Yes?
Can you clarify for us, have any of the policemen been independently interrogated, or when does that happen? Because I've understood that has not yet happened, and it's not clear.
Well, according to Mr. Kozar, I guess you could talk to him. He'll tell you. Recently they were interviewed by BCI. That's as much as we know at this time.
And independently, one at a time?
I have no idea about those details.
And what does BCI say?
Nothing yet, but Kozar sure does.
What are your thoughts and comments about the police chief having his officers remove their names out?
Well, this family has given me a very, 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 very specific task. And that task is to remind everyone to be nonviolent and to seek a peaceful and truthful investigation into what happened. So we are not, this family, not one person, not me, not anyone, is taking any threat against anyone lightly. We don't want anyone threatened. No police officer should be threatened for what took place here. But we've had enough violence. I have been threatened. I have received death threats. My office has had to take extra security measures. I'm a little bit desensitized to this kind of thing because in this line of work, whether you're a police officer or a lawyer who handles these cases, you get into some pretty angry water, and you have to deal with that. So I hope everybody does stay safe. Yes?
Clarify what you meant, where it could get or will get harder for the officers. When you're talking about originally about the comments made. What do you mean by that?
Sure. Well, nobody in BCI, nobody in the department, nobody in this family, nobody involved in this loss needs a union chief to clarify anything. Nobody needs that. And what that does is now it creates questions as to the integrity of the investigation. And now we've got to stand and ask for an outside investigation, and we've got to challenge the process that was given to us that we were asked to trust. And so why does the union chief need to go to bat for the police when there's a deceased member of our community who's paid the ultimate price? These officers are going to live lives. They're going to see their kids. They're going to have birthdays. They're going to have Christmas. We're really not interested in what the chief or the union leader's clarifications might be. And by the way, to the extent he's clarifying anything, he has now made himself a witness. Yes?
The family hired a private investigator? You heard that possibly David Oliver might be involved?
We have many people behind the scenes working for us. That's all I'll say about that. Yes?
Has the family talked to DoorDash about whether Jayland was working on the night of the shooting?
We will not comment about our investigation. We're trying to do what BCI said they would do. Anybody else? All right. Thank you very much. Thank you all.